Okay, so I got a question for y'all. Do you ever look back on old videos, old plant videos that you have made and you have literally cringed? Like you just really wanted to reach through the phone or computer or whatever and slap yourself. Like, I got a good one for you today. So stay tuned. Hey, plant besties. How y'all doing today? I am Chula, and welcome to my channel, Hooked on Houseplants. All right, y'all. I got a good one for you today. As I just mentioned, we are going to be revisiting a video that I made a whole year ago. Actually, it's been probably a little bit over a year. It was actually the third video that I ever made, and it's entitled Houseplants That I Don't Have in My Collection and Why. So I am going to link that video. I encourage you to go watch it because I know the majority of y'all have not watched it, okay? Because that video got a whole, 20 views? Y'all wrong. Y'all did me dirty. Y'all did me dirty. More of y'all could have watched that video. So I'm gonna link it above for you to go back and watch. But looking at that video now, I kind of see why the views are so low. But anyway, so what I'm talking about in the video is plants that at that time I did not have in my collection and why. And so the first group of plants that I mentioned is or was string ofs. So let me know down in the comments if y'all think that at this point I have any string ofs in my collection. Now, just a disclaimer, because y'all just be going crazy on people. These plants that I'm about to talk about, I love just about all house plants. I mean, it's very rare that I look at a house plant, I'm like, oh, I just hate that plant. Now, it may not be the easiest house plant. It may not be, how y'all say a certain plant spoke to you. Okay, well, usually that's kind of the case with me. There's just plants that I just, for whatever reason, just probably will never buy. But it's not because I dislike or hate the plant, okay? So, string ofs, let me know down in the comments if you think that I still do not have those in my collection. So if you said that I don't, you would be correct. I still, at this point in my plant journey, do not have any string ofs in my collection. Now, some of you newer plant people might be like, what is she talking about, string ofs? I'm talking about string of turtles, string of dolphins, string of pearl, string of, y'all know what I'm talking about, apple. Those, I'm gonna insert some pictures for those of you who don't know what I'm talking about. Those are cute plants, but they just do not, I don't know. I just not feeling them. And yeah, some of y'all have some cute ones. They're like really full, but then some of y'all string ofs be looking kind of raggedy. They be bald on top. They be bald on top, and then they be like 8 feet long, trailing, and they're just no, just not for me. So I did keep my word on that one, string ofs. Okay, so the next one, the next group that I talked about was cacti. Now, when I did that video, I actually forgot about the jade plant that I have in my living room. And I am going to insert some B-roll so you can see that plant. I did hang it up. I think I mentioned in a previous video not long ago that I wanted to hang that plant. And it's very difficult to take it down, so I'm just gonna insert some B-roll for you to see. Now listen, all cacti are succulents, but not all succulents are cacti. I think I said that correctly. So they're all in the same genus, but I think cactus like come under their own category, if you will. So at the time when I said that, I think I had either a Thanksgiving cactus or a Christmas cactus, and I forgot about that one too. But that one is no more. Of course, I still have my jade plant. But do you all think that I have added any more cacti to my collection or succulents? Do you think I did? If you said yes, you would be correct. Now, cacti or cactus or whatever, I think if it's plural, you got more than one, I think it's cacti. There's nothing wrong with them. I just, at the time when I said it, I just wasn't really feeling succulents and cacti in general. But I have since changed my mind. As you watch other people's videos and you see their collections and different plants that they have that you don't have, then you start thinking like, that's a cute plant. I might try that out. So this is what I got. I think I showed you all this plant, but this is the bear paw. And this is a succulent. And I keep this in the front window of my living room where my jade plant is, so it gets plenty of light. I did recently repot it into a bigger pot, and I'm really surprised this thing is still alive, y'all. Like, with cactus, I struggle. I struggle because I don't know when to water them. But what I have figured out with this one is I kind of lightly squeeze the little, and it's so delightful, y'all. The way that this feels is just so delightful. Y'all know how I am with texture and how stuff feels. So I kind of squeeze it a little bit, and if it feels if it gives, if you understand what I'm trying to say, then I know that it needs water. So all y'all cactus loving folks, please let me know down in the comments any suggestions that you have on the care for this plant. Like I said, it does get plenty of light, and that is how I determine whether or not it needs to be watered, is by kind of squeezing the little bare paws to see if they feel a little bit squishy, if they're not as firm. I guess that's what I'm trying to say. So this is plant number 1, or succulent number 1. And what was I going to say about this one? I can't remember. I know I have seen the variegated one in you all's collections too. So I hope that I can keep it alive. I really do like this plant, so we shall see. I also have, this is a newer addition. This is a variegated jade plant. Now I feel a little bit more confident with this one just because the one that I have hanging in my living room, I have had that one for quite a while. I think I've had that jade plant for over probably almost 3 years. I've had it. So I kind of do the same thing, just kind of feel the leaves, if that's what you call them. And this one kind of feels like it could use some water. This is a new one. I've only had this one for about a week. And so I haven't done anything to it. I haven't repotted it or anything, surprisingly. So it is sitting in my living room in front of the window with the rest of my little collection of cacti and succulents. And, I haven't had it that long, but it's doing pretty good. Love the variegation. So we'll see what happens. Maybe when I repot, or you know what, I don't know. If I choose to repot this plant, I'll do a video so y'all can see. So that's the jade plant, the variegated jade plant. So that is 3 succulents so far, counting the one hanging in my living room. And this is one that I also showed you all. I don't know what kind of cactus this is, y'all. I thought it was like a barrel cactus, but I just kind of made that up. I don't even know what kind of cactus this is. Actually, one of my daughters picked this out from, it was either Lowe's or Home Depot. But you know why it has this. This thing stuck my finger, y'all, and it hurted so bad. So be very careful. I'm sure you already know if you have this in your collection. But it did flower. It did flower for me a couple of months. And I can tell that it needs to be repotted. And I can also tell that it has grown because you can kind of see at the bottom, the substrate is kind of staining the bottom. So that lets me know that it has grown upwards a little bit. And it does have a few roots coming out the bottom. So I need to repot this one. So let me know down in the comments if you know what this cactus is called. Oh, I know what I was going to say that I forgot. I bottom water all of my succulents and my cacti. I bottom water it and just kind of let it soak up what it wants to soak up. Okay, so this is the first one. First cactus. Okay, so this is a new one as well. Y'all should be so proud of me. Y'all, look at this. Look at this. This is called a rat tail cactus. And I'm sure you can see why it is called a rat tail cactus. Now this one is a tiny bit prickly, but it's not anywhere like this one. But you still have to be careful with this one because it can prick you a little bit. But I just thought that this was just so cute. And I wanted a trailing plant that was different from a Hoya or a pothos, or I wanted a different type of trailing plant. And so as I was perusing and browsing through, I actually got this from a shop that one of you wonderful members of my plant family mentioned to me. I think it's called the Rooted Beauty, and that's where I ordered this one from. So this is the Rooted Beauty is a new plant shop for me. I've never ordered from there before, but the things that I got from there, I actually got this variegated jade this variegated jade plant from there as well. But I love it so far. I haven't done anything with it. I just put it down in this pot to make it easier to handle. So yeah, y'all, I am gonna order me some succulent and cactus substrate because some of these are going to need to be repotted. But that is the rat tail cactus. Let me know what y'all think. Let me know if you have this one. I know I've seen the monkey tail cactus, I think, in a lot of you all's collections. And I like that one as well. But yes, so this is cactus number 2. So y'all have 2 cactus. Okay, so the last one is this one that I also got from the Rooted Beauty. This is called a pencil cactus. So you can kind of see why it's called the pencil cactus. No, you cannot write with it, so don't try. But I just love this cactus, y'all. Like, it is just so unique to me. Like, look, like it is just so unique. Like, it's so, what am I trying to say? Architectural or something like that. Like, it's just multi-dimensional. Y'all know what I'm trying to say. But it's just giving those vibes. So I don't know nothing about this one either. I mean, I've just always heard that with cacti and succulents, you have to be very careful about overwatering because they store water in their leaves, if they're even called leaves. I'm probably getting it wrong. So I know you have to be careful with overwatering, and I know for the most part they like to have a lot of light. So I think, fulfilling those requirements. Now, I know that there are specific, I think, fertilizers for cacti and succulents. I don't use any of those. I just use the regular one that I use for all of my other plants. So let me know if you have any care tips as far as cacti, please, and how to care for them. Please let me know. Please let me know. I would love to know, because of course I want to, do my best with these. But this one is smooth. Like, it doesn't have any prickly or needle things on it. It's just very smooth. So I just really like this cactus. Like, I really do. And it has like these little leaf things on it. What are those, y'all? Are those considered leaves? So yeah, y'all, I got a whole 3 cacti. Look, I got this one, and my rat tail. So I have 3 cacti now, and I have 3 succulents. This one, and the one hanging in my living room. So yes, I have cacti now. All right, so going on to the next category, and this is one that I just really, really cringe about. I'm like, was I trying to get myself blackballed from the Anthurium community? Because I know the majority of y'all love y'all some Anthurium, okay? Now, in the video, I never said that I did not like Anthurium. They're beautiful. They're regal. They make a statement. They are just beautiful plants. And I think that at the time, keep in mind, this was a little bit over a year ago, I had experience, because I've had plants. I've been taking care of plants for, what, 5? It's really longer than 5 years, but I can say that it's been 4 or 5 years since I really, really had a whole lot of plants. But I've always had, throughout my life, 1 or 2 plants here or there. So I think I was intimidated by Anthurium, because when you see them in people's collections, these big, huge leaves and these flowers, and then y'all talking about pollinating and cross-pollinating. doing all this stuff. I was intimidated. I'm just gonna keep it real. Like I just felt like, oh my goodness, like, and then the whole grow cabinet thing. A lot of you have grow cabinets that you keep Anthurium in. I do not have any grow cabinets, and to be honest, I probably never will have any grow cabinets. And then the space constraints, that was another thing that I mentioned. I've seen Anthurium leaves that are like almost as big as the top part of my body, and that's saying a lot. And I just don't have the room. I just really don't have the room for big, huge leaves like that. And also something else that I mentioned is the aesthetics of it all. Now, when I look at my plant leaves, I want to see a nice, beautiful leaf. Now, beauty is in the eye of the beholder, so I know what someone else's idea of beauty may be totally different from mine. But I don't like to see crusty bits and like leaf burn. I know a lot, I see a lot of Anthurium leaves that have like these like burn, they almost look like burn marks. I don't know if it's fungal or what. But that was another reason why I was like, nah, it just seems too hard to keep Anthurium leaves looking nice. So let me know down in the comments if you think that I stuck to that. I'm pretty sure most of you already know that I didn't. I do have some Anthurium now in my collection that I'm very proud of, and I'm going to show them to you right now. So the very first Anthurium that I got was this one. Now this is the Radicans crossed with Luxurians Anthurium, and I've had this one for quite a while now. I know it's been definitely over 6 months. I think I've had this one about 8 months. Y'all look, y'all see that little ladybug crawling on the leaf? That's a thing for a whole nother day, y'all, because I got some beneficial insects, and they sent me a free packet of ladybugs, and I released those. I actually did a short, my latest short. So if you have not seen that short, I'm gonna link it, and I really suggest that you check it out if you are trying to be up on your pest game. Because it seems like during the summer and fall, that's when a lot of us kind of get the pest activity can increase. And so I also have the sachets. But I'm going to talk about all of this in a separate video because someone asked me about actually showing how I introduce, I guess, the beneficial insects into my collection. But so yeah, that's going to be a theme for another day. But this was the first one that I got because it kind of seemed like this is an easier Anthurium. And I can vouch for that. This one has been very easy for me. If you are looking to get into Anthurium, this is a good one to start with. Like it, as long as you keep it watered, of course I have it in self-watering, it's good to go. Like I said, I've never had any problems with this one. Of course, I keep the leaves rinsed off. You do see a little bit of crispiness there, and more than likely that is from me maybe not staying on top of the watering. But yeah, this is beautiful, and look at the texture. If you are one of those texture people like I am, then you'll love this one. So this was the first one that I purchased, and I definitely do not regret it. I love this Anthurium. So the second one, I think I actually got these at the same time, this is called the Silver Blush. Now this one is also on the easier side. Look, y'all, another little ladybug. My girls were out here. They love ladybugs. And when I released them, they were out here. Oh, they just loved it. You'll see their little hands on the short that I made just touching the ladybugs, but they were helping me make sure to kind of get them on the leaves of the plants. I think it's actually suggested that you put them at the base of the plants in the substrate. But when those things start coming out of that package, I just was trying to because they was crawling all over me, and I was like, oh, let me just hurry up. But I'm going to talk about that in another video. So anyway, this is the second Anthurium, the Silver Blush. And this one has not been quite as easy as the Luxurians Radicans has been. It's doing better now. But I've had this one for a while, and I don't know. I just feel like the growth should be a little bit more significant. And I'm kind of waiting for the leaves to size up more because I know that they can get really large. This is the newest leaf. It has not hardened off yet. So I'm anticipating that this one will get bigger. So yeah, self-watering just like the other one. This is the Silver Blush. And I know that a lot of you have this one in your collection. It has several little babies down at the bottom too. So y'all look, excuse me, I have been trying to step up my Anthurium care to avoid certain things. And watching you all's videos, I know that a lot of you use CalMag. So I watched some videos, I looked up some information, and I know that calcium and magnesium are nutrients that are very beneficial for Anthurium. Now, this is the one that I got. This is by Fox Farm. It's called Bush Doctor CalMag, and that's the nutrient profile. Now look, y'all, I cannot speak on this. I have only used it once. I really don't I'm not gonna say I don't know what I'm doing, but let me know in the comments, you Anthurium people. It's a lot of y'all out there, so speak, please. Let me know. If you use CalMag, if you have seen the benefits of it, and how often you use it, and if you use it in conjunction with a regular fertilizer, like if you use it at the same time, or do you rotate, like one watering you use CalMag, the next one you use regular fertilizer, or if you use them together. I would love to know. I've only used this once, and when I used it, I just used this. I did not use it with fertilizer. So I would love to know what y'all think about CalMag. Okay, and I know it's supposed to help with like the crispy tips and but also watering. I mean, you have to, it seems like the Anthurium that I have, they like to be kept consistently moist. And I know that they like to have they like to be fertilized regularly. So all of those factors can contribute to how the leaves look. And so I'm really trying to find out as much information as I can, because as the leaves start to get bigger, I want them to stay looking nice. Okay, so that's number 2. Then I know y'all remember this beauty. I am so proud of this one, y'all. This is the Jakarta. Crystallinum. Do y'all remember her? Do y'all remember Miss Jakarta? Y'all look at Miss Jakarta. Look at her. Miss Jakarta is just, she's beautiful. She is beautiful. This is how the back of her look, y'all. Her leaves is kind of crazy, but she is just, I love this Anthurium. This is her newest leaf that's starting to unfurl. And the leaves, they're just getting bigger and bigger. Y'all look at her. See, these are the type of leaves that I like. And I know it's hard. I know it's hard with Anthurium to get leaves that have no marks on them. I know it's difficult. And so that's why, like I said, I'm trying to find out as much as I can so that I can keep that from happening if I can, you know. It may be just something that no matter what you do, is going to happen. But so far, these leaves are looking good. So I must be doing something right. Now this one, this is the one of the older leaves. So this one is kind of beat up looking. But the other ones, they're like looking really, really good. So this is the Crystallinum Jakarta. So that is number 3. Okay, that is Anthurium number 3. And then this one is a recent purchase. I got this one like 3 months ago. This is the Doc Block cross with Michelle, cross with Jakarta, cross with Fort Sherman, cross with Aunt Daisy, cross. Yeah. Oh my goodness. How do y'all Anthurium people be? When y'all be talking about y'all Anthurium, it be crossed with like 7 different things. I be like, what? Wait a minute, I heard. Y'all excuse me, because you know I'm silly, but I heard somebody talking about Anthurium something something crossed with BVAP, and I said, what? I said, what is BVAP? I said, what is BVAP? Needless to say, y'all, I'm good with the Anthurium. I'm not, yeah. Let me just be quiet. Anyway, this is the Michelle or Doc Block Michelle. Y'all know what this is. This is a recent purchase. Y'all look. This is the newest leaf. It is not hardened off yet. But look at that. I mean, I'm just speechless because I'm just loving the Anthurium that I have. I am truly loving them. So yeah, this is one of the more recent purchases. Like I said, I've had this one probably for 2 or 3 months, but it is gorgeous. Now this one was a little bit on the pricier side. Now the prices on Anthurium, the more common, let me be clear, the more common Anthurium, like your silver blush, the luxurians, radicans crossed with luxurians. Did I say that wrong? And just the regular crystallinum, you can get those pretty much. You can get those at a good price now. I mean, they're not high at all. Now, when you get into these crosses and stuff, then you're gonna be paying more money. So this one was a little bit on the pricier side, but I'm glad that I was able to get her, Miss Michelle, and I do not regret it. Okay. So what is that? That is number one, two, three, four. That is number four, y'all. Okay. So I know y'all have seen this one as well. I think when most people think about Anthurium, like this is one of the last kind they probably think of, but this is an Anthurium. It is called, I think, Andrianum. I'm probably saying it wrong, but I've also seen it called the Painter's Palette because of how the flowers look. But I wanted this one because I love the color of the flowers. It's like this one's supposed to be purple. I guess it does look like a lavender purpley color, but I just thought that the flowers were so pretty, and that is why I got this one. That is the only reason why. It's because I like the color of the flowers. But this one's another very easy one. I know a lot of people have this one. Or this kind of Anthurium. You know, they have the red flowers, the coral flowers, the white flowers. So I've had this one for probably close to a year. Like I said, it's easygoing. It's in self-watering. And I try to keep it as close to the grow light as I can to keep the flowers coming. It has, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4. Why am I counting flowers? I know y'all probably don't care. But yeah, this is also an Anthurium that I have that is has been very easygoing for me. Now, I just got 2 new ones that I want to show you. So the first one is called the hookery. It's either hookery or hookery, okay? Variegated. Look, it has a ladybug on it. Now, I've only had this one for like 2 weeks, and I got this one from BWH Plant Co. I have ordered from them several times. I always like their plants. By the way, none of these folks are sponsoring me. I'm just mentioning, a lot of you ask me, where do I get my plants from? Like, that's like a question that I get a lot. So that's the only reason why I'm saying where I got these plants from. But yes, y'all, this is an Anthurium, if you can believe it. And it's beautiful. It is beautiful. Do any of you have this one in your collection, the variegated hookery? Let me know down in the comments. I'm actually going to order some more self-watering pots because I don't like the setup that I had this one in. I feel like she deserves better. So I am going to get another pot for her. Okay. So let me know what y'all think. I think this is beautiful. I think this is a beautiful Anthurium. Okay, so last but not least, now I said I was not gonna get this one because I said in the past that I have been thinking about getting this particular plant, but then I decided on the Philodendron esmeraldense because to me they look kind of similar. But I saw this one at a good price, so I said, you know what, let me go ahead and get it. The Veitchii, y'all. Now look, these leaves better straighten themselves out because I am not liking the way this thing is looking. This thing, y'all look. And now it could be because I have it under quite a bit of light, but these leaves are just crazy. Y'all look at that. They are just going crazy. But like I have been seeing some of the Veitchii in y'all's collections with those long leaves with the abs, as everybody says. And I'm like, I want that. Like, I want that. I love the way that that looks. So I cannot wait until mine begins to size up. Now, this one is very new. Like I said, I've only had this one about a week. So I haven't seen any growth just yet. But it does seem like this one is a newer leaf because it doesn't feel like it has finished hardening off. So some of the leaves are already kind of on their way, but I look forward to growing this one out as well. So this is the Veitchii. So y'all, I have came a long way. I really have. I am proud of myself for widening out and trying different types of plants, because sometimes you might think that, oh, I can't take care of that plant. I know it's going to die. But sometimes if you just do your research and, you know, kind of find out what the plant likes, and if you have those conditions, I mean, give it a try. I mean, why not? Okay, so I forgot I was talking about the video. So the another plant genus that I mentioned that I didn't have in my collection and probably will never have, it was ferns. Okay, so do you all think that I have any ferns in my collection? If you said no, you'll be correct. I don't have any ferns, y'all. Don't have ferns. Uh, they're beautiful. I don't have anything against ferns, but they just seem kind of high maintenance. They seem like they can get crispy easy if they don't have the correct amount of humidity. So no, don't have any ferns in my collection still. All right, so the last category I think I mentioned was Melanochrysum and Verrucosum philodendron. And I think you already know, like I don't even have to ask because you all already know that I have a Verrucosum, because I did a whole video and I let you all vote on if you wanted to see me try to grow the Melanochrysum or the Verrucosum. The Verrucosum, of course, got the most votes. So I did purchase one. And if you remember, the one that I got was, I'm going to link that video. That one was, it was a Dickens, y'all. And I did my best with that plant, but I kind of felt like it was a little bit unfair because I started off with a less than ideal plant. The plant was raggedy. Okay, so I don't have that one any longer. I did happen to find one. I can't remember if it was at Lowe's. It could have been Walmart. It was in a big box store. And I saw this Verrucosum and I said, I'm going to get it. So here she is, y'all. Look at those ladybugs. I don't know how they got inside the pot. Y'all see those ladybugs? They done got inside the pot. Okay, so listen. Okay, so the reason why I never wanted to try Melanochrysum and Verrucosum is because watching you all's videos, the way y'all complain about them and, oh, they're so hard, they're spider mite prone, they're this, they're that, they don't grow right. And so I'm like, shoot, I'm trying to avoid that headache. But then I said, you know what? You know me. I love a good challenge. So I said, you know what? I want to try to grow one of them just to see how I do. So this is the one that I just recently put it on this poll. Yes, yes. This is a mouse pole. I was not going to put it on a mouse pole because I just don't. Y'all already know how I feel about mouse poles. Now, the reason why I have it on this mouse pole is not for the leaves to size up. That is not why. Because, yeah, I want them to size up, but I'm not trying to see them get as huge as possible. I mean, I just want a healthy, good looking plant. So I gave it the pole more so for support and to make the plant look better aesthetically, because I was starting to kind of see the petioles and stuff kind of spreading all out, and I said, you know what, I'm gonna put her on a pole and see if that kind of gets her together. So there's actually it's it looks like this is two plants, but it's actually just one plant. And so yeah, it came very full like this. And so, yep, about 2 weeks ago, I put it on a mouse pole, and she's doing fine. She is doing fine so far. She does have some of these like marks, little marks on the leaves. Um, some of these, when I bought the plant, these marks were on here already. But so far, so good. This one, as well as with most of my other plants, when I do water this plant, I rinse the leaves off. I rinse the leaves off front and back to keep the spider mites at bay. So far, this one has not had spider mites. So yeah, I keep her rinsed off. And of course, when I rinse them off, the plants that I have on these moss poles, I take advantage and I just kind of wet the moss pole too. But other than that, I don't try to keep the mouse pole moist. I do not. It is here strictly for support. So yes, I have the varicosum. Will I ever get the melanochrysum? Probably not. I don't know. That is another one that it seems like it does better on a mouse pole. And I don't want to have a whole bunch of plants on mouse poles, to be quite honest. I already have, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4. I have 4 plants that I have put on this type of mouse poles. Now I do have plants that are on stakes, but mouse poles, I just have 4. So I don't want any more plants that I know that I'm gonna have to put on mouse poles to make them look good while they're growing. So that is it, y'all. That is it. Thank you for sticking to the end of this video. I know it was kind of on the long side. I didn't mean for it to be. I'm sorry. But if you can take anything away from this video, is don't be so quick to limit yourself. And don't limit yourself based upon what other people say. Yes, you do want to take into account what other people say, especially when it comes to plants, people that have more experience. You know, you might want to take into consideration their thoughts, especially if they're growing the particular plant that you're thinking about getting and they're growing it well, you know. But if I had of just let what other people say about the varicosum and the melanochrysum like really get to me, then I would have never tried to grow the plant. So I guess what I'm trying to say is, you know, do what you feel is best for you, basically. If you want to try a certain kind of plant, it don't matter if everybody else has failed at growing that particular plant. It doesn't necessarily mean you will. Now the chances may be a little bit greater that you might fail, but it doesn't mean it's not that set in stone that you will fail. So if you see a plant that you really, really like and you want to try to grow it, by all means try. Do your research though first, because you don't want to waste money either, you know. So read up on the plant, and try, you know. And if the plant dies, oh, I mean, it's not the end of the world. It's not the end of the world. At least you can say that you tried. Okay? So that's all I'm saying. And that's why I wanted to go back over that video, because a lot of what I was saying was based upon what others had been saying about certain plants. And it wasn't just all based on that, it was also based upon just my own preferences as well. But don't let that stop you. If there's a plant out there that you really, really want to try to grow, don't always let what other people say in their opinions stop you. Okay, that's all I'm trying to say. So I am proud of myself. I am so glad I finally did get some of these plants. I'm very happy to have them in my collection. Of course, I want to know what you all think. I want to know what you all think about some of the newer plants that I've introduced in my collection. If you have any of them, and any suggestions on Anthurium care and cacti and succulent care, I would love to know what you think. All right? Okay, y'all. As you know, if you enjoy this content, feel free to like, share, as well as subscribe. I am on Instagram and I'm also on TikTok. I'm not going to keep putting it on the screen, y'all, because I'm lazy. The links are right in my bio. Is that what it's called, or is it called the profile? You know what I'm talking. You know what I'm talking about. The links are there. The links for TikTok as well as Instagram. So I don't feel the need to keep putting them on the screen. If you want to go there, the links are there. All right. Okay, y'all. Take care. I appreciate, as always, your support. Y'all are so good to me. Like, I have the best plant family. Y'all are just, oh my goodness, you're so encouraging. You're so nice. You're so sweet to me. I just really, really appreciate it. All right, y'all. So take care. And once again, hooked on houseplants, y'all. Bye.